Today is going to be about arithmetic sequences. Before we even begin with this whole unit is about sequences and series. Now there's arithmetic sequences and series, and then there's geometric sequences and series, and we'll be looking at all of those within this unit. So before we begin working with arithmetic sequences, we probably need to know what they are. So an arithmetic sequence is a sequence in which each term after the first is found by adding. When it says adding, that could really mean subtracting as well. A constant number, which this constant is called a common difference. Sorry, I know this is a lot of writing. And then this is, okay, so a sequence in which each term after the first is found by adding a constant, which, by the way, is called the common difference. So by adding a constant to the previous term. Okay, this sounds kind of wordy, and we're not exactly sure what this means, so it's easier if I just show you an example. All right, they'll ask you to find the next so-and-so terms. So for instance, if I have 26, 21, and 16, find the next three terms. Well, I'm going to look at this and say, okay, 26 is my first term. To get 26 to 21, I'm minusing 5. To go from 21 to 16, I'm minusing 5. So I'm going to keep that pattern until I get my next three terms. So when I'm looking at this, I know then that my next three terms are going to be 11, 6, and 1. Okay, so an arithmetic sequence, it sounds pretty scary, but actually when you get down to it, it's really not that bad. You don't have to worry about multiplying anything. It's either adding or subtracting a certain number. So for you guys, I want you to find just the next term. You don't have to find the next three. Just because I know you guys love fractions so much. I'd like you to find the next term. I'll give you a hint. It may be helpful to switch those mixed numbers into improper fractions over 8. All right, because I said it was helpful to switch them to improper fractions over 8, that's what I'm going to do. So 1/2 is 4 over 8. 1 1/8 is 9 over 8. 1 3/4 is 14 over 8. So this is going to help me find my pattern a little bit easier. If you notice, from 4/8 to 9/8, we're adding 5/8. 9/8 to 14/8, we're adding 5/8. So I'm going to add 5/8 again. So I know that my next term then is 19 over 8, which is the same as 2 3/8. All right, moving on. Okay, so this is when we know our first term and we can kind of see the next term and the next term after that to kind of pick up on the pattern. Well, what happens if you're given the first term and then say the 30th term and you don't know what's going on in between? There are ways that you can find this. There's a formula that can be found, or that can find, say, the 100th term or 30th term or whatever the term is. So we have an equals a first plus n minus 1 times d. A to the n represents the term that needs to be found. And when I say term needed to be found, this is the actual number. Okay, A1 is our first term number. N, we already talked about, is the term needed to be found. D is the common difference. Okay, so let's say, for instance, that A1, my first term is 100. The common difference is 7, and AN equals 233. I want to figure out what term number this is. So all you need to do is plug it right into that formula. So I've got 233 equals 100 plus n minus 1 times 7. So we don't know exactly what n is, so that's what we're going to try to find. So looking at this, this is an algebra problem that I can solve. So I just need to subtract the 100, so I have 133 equals n minus 1 times 7. I'm going to add, you could distribute the 7, you're just adding an extra step. I'm going to divide by 7. 19 equals n minus 1. Add the 1, n is 20. So this is the 20th term in the series. And the last concept we need to talk about is finding arithmetic means. So you can find arithmetic means between two numbers given. And what that means is the arithmetic means, it means that you're given two numbers and you need to find the numbers that are in between your pattern. Okay, so if I have 12, comma, and then I need to find the 6 numbers in between this pattern. Okay, so these numbers here are the arithmetic means. And what happens is we're still using that same formula that we were using before. A1 in this case represents the 12. AN, which is my last term, equals 47. N, well, how many place values are there? I have to find the 6 numbers in between plus the outside 2, so N is D, or N is D. N is 8. We're trying to find D in order to find our next 6. So I'm just going to plug it right into my formula. I have 47 equals 12 plus 8 minus 1 times D. Okay, so I'm going to subtract the 12, and I get 35 equals 7D. D therefore has to be 5. So I'm not exactly done. Now I need to go in and find my arithmetic means. So I'm going to add 5 to the 12. So I get 17. Now I'm going to keep adding 5 until I get to my 47. So then I have 22, 27, 32. I'm missing a number. No, I'm not. 37 and 42. Sorry, double checking myself here. So that would be my arithmetic means there. 17, 22, 27, 32, 37, 42. Okay. So for you guys, you need to find the missing terms. So go ahead and do that. Looking at this, I know my A1 equals 17, my AN equals -7, my N is 5, and D is what we're trying to find. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. So I have -7 equals 17 plus 5 minus 1 D. I subtract the 17 and I get -24 equals 4D. D therefore equals -6. And now I'm just going to fill in from there. So I have 11, 5, and 1.